and I'll just read briefly from Howard French's article on January 21st. For Americans who wonder about their responsibilities in Africa, now that Laurent Kabila has met his end in Congo, the most instructive lesson may be how Americans acted when he first emerged on the scene in the mid-1990s. Then, as they watched the dictatorship of Mobutu Sese Seko crumble, American diplomats' wariness about the violent change quickly gave way to giddiness once it became apparent that Mr. Kabila's armed struggle was turning into a cakewalk. But there was an alternative. Sitting in the same jittery capital as the diplomats was Congo's most popular opposition politician and the man with the clearest claim to democratic legitimacy, Etienne Tshisekedi. He had been named prime minister in a national political conference that was widely considered one of the most democratic national exercises the country has ever seen. But even as Mr. Kabila's takeover mutated from ragtag improvisation to a huge multilateral invasion, the diplomats scarcely considered backing Mr. Tshisekedi as an interim leader or demanding swift elections. Instead, they derided him as unpredictable and stubborn and questioned whether Congo was ready for democracy. In effect, the United States endorsed the strongman approach with disastrous consequences at a time when the Congolese people were truly eager for democratic change. An opportunity may have been lost at great cost to Congo. And the reason he can say that is that Dr. Tshisekedi was elected by the Sovereign National Conference, the most in the most transparent election the country has seen, with clear ballot boxes and every part of the society participating, all the political parties and the churches, and I might add that more than 40 Christians died so that that conference could reach its results in a demonstration which was held to call for the reopening of the conference after Mobutu shut it down in 1992. So that I would also just like to add one more thing, and that is that Dr. Tshisekedi is the first ever Congolese to receive a doctorate of laws in the country, and his career, I think, very much parallels that of Nelson Mandela in South Africa. He's truly a Democrat and a man who intends to establish the rule of law in Congo. Without further ado, I'd like to turn the mic over to Dr. Etienne Tshisekedi wa Mulumba.
Je vous remercie de l'intérêt que vous portez à mon pays, le Congo. Le fait que vous avez abandonné vos activités pour venir assister à cette rencontre me le prouve.
I'd like to thank you very much for coming out and for the various activities which you have left to come out to hear me tonight.
Je profite de cette occasion pour l'occasion qui m'est donnée d'entrer dans cette église de la communauté presbytérienne pour remercier tous les missionnaires presbytériens que j'ai connus ou que je n'ai pas connus pour tous les sacrifices qu'ils se sont donnés au service du peuple du Congo.
I'd like to thank also the Presbyterian Church and to take this moment when I'm speaking here to thank those who have worked at great sacrifice in Christian missions in Congo.
La situation que connaît mon pays, que je suis sûr certains, vous tous